I do think there are common attributes you see across all models of leadership. It's inherently valuing people, driving a collaborative environment with people, and empowering them. For me, a lot of leadership is about cheering when people around you do well, getting out of the way when you can. Your job is to stay out of the way, but help them when they need to, remove obstacles, which is standing in the way of them doing well and succeeding. And so leadership more often than not is about taking a back seat. Even if you're in a meeting, the higher up you are, it's tough actually to understand what's going on. So speaking as less as possible, listening more to what is around you. Being tough is important, but equally important is being compassionate and empathetic. And you want to aim high enough that you fail, a few times. I think that's the natural part of the process. In fact, Larry used to say, if you work on really difficult things, you're better off because you have no competition. Others aren't working on that difficult a problem. And even if you fail, you end up doing something great in the process. And so I think that's the philosophy which has guided us all through these years. I remember in my parents' house in Chennai, reading about the invention of the transistor at Bell Labs. Of course, that initial invention helped found what became known as Silicon Valley. And out of that came companies like Fairchild Semiconductor and Intel, and all the computers and software that we all use today. You can draw a direct line from that invention to the technology that powers your Twitter feed or your WeChat messages today. I remember reading about that and thinking, it's the idea that matters. It didn't matter where you come from or what your background is. One revolutionary idea, one brilliant invention can unleash other entrepreneurs to revolutionize industries in ways you could never predict. The people who built the transistor in many ways enable the entrepreneurs who are using incredible processing power to analyze data and diagnose cancer. In the same way, the invention of smartphones and GPS has enabled other companies to build apps that revolutionize the way we travel around cities. I grew up in Chennai in India, and grew up modestly, but I was privileged to have a culture of knowledge, and my parents did a lot to help me get that. I was passionate about technology growing up. Didn't have access to computing, but I could read anything I could on it. And when I came to the US, I came to Stanford in 1993. It was the first time I flew on a plane coming to the US, and landed in Pittsburgh, where my uncle and aunt live, and made my way to California. And just about the time the internet was taking off, and it was the first time I truly had access to computing, and I can see how it changed my life. I still carry that with me today, the power of technology to impact people positively, and I think you see the evidence of it both in US and increasingly in India as well. Working the real world, I would say, it is important to be well-rounded. It's important to try different things. Take some risks. I would encourage people to follow their passions a little bit more, to follow set lanes throughout your career. You're in high school, you're thinking about college. I get very surprised. People come to IITs and immediately they are thinking about IIMs and so on. I think it's important to get real-world experience. And if you take the US, for example, at a place like Stanford, most students don't choose their majors till their final year. So people explore different things and find what they're really passionate about. So I think those are all good things to aspire to. I think I would like to see people value creativity, value experience of doing things, taking risks, and academics is important, but it is not as important as it's also made out to be.